Hi everyone, here we are in Module 6. That means we are almost at the end of the course and the semester. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, so keep up the great work. This tutorial is going to focus on unpacking the Hot Topic paper grading rubric. And again, we'll go through every item and I'll try to give you some helpful hints and tips for maximizing your success. This assignment, just like the putting it all together discussion board, is worth a total of 15 out of 100 points for the semester. It is a grade changer. I know you're tired. I know you've been putting in a lot of hard work and all of your coursework in and work and home and everything else you have, but don't stop now. We are nearing the end and I would love all of you to be successful. Okay, so let's take a look at this grading rubric. The first item, new item, new paragraph, right? It really helps to keep you organized if you use this almost like a topical outline for your paper. Item number 1, present a brief summary of your hot topic, your ethical dilemma, including a definition, if applicable. Suggested length of this section is about 1 page. I have a suggested length. I have removed maximum and minimum lengths, but please don't write 10 pages of a summary of your hot topic. Please don't write 5 pages. You can typically get through a well-defined summary of the ethical dilemma in about 1 page. Typically under 1 page is not going to be enough to really provide a thorough summary. A little bit more than a page is fine, maybe 2, depending on what your topic is. But you're going to want to stick with around 1 page. This is worth 1 out of 15 points. So again, don't spend too much time on this, but you're going to want, basically, you're going to want to, in about 1 page, clearly explain it to me if I don't understand it, right? You're going to be providing this information to a nursing peer. And it will also tell me how much you understand about it in that 1 page summary. Okay, next item. Present the legal new item, new paragraph, right? So you've done the summary and now we're in a new paragraph and we're going to talk legal. So present the legal precedents related to your hot topic or your ethical dilemma. Ensure that your review is thorough. It may be necessary to review how legal precedents have changed over time. And in fact, with most hot topics, not all of them, but with most of them, you will have quite a lengthy list of legal precedents. Some of them maybe even going back to the 1800s, depending on what topic it is. Some of them, not so much. And in fact, some of them you may really struggle to find legal precedents. So just be aware that depending on your topic, it may influence the quantity of information that you have to review in order to thoroughly complete this section. Students must include all current, present legal precedents. So you want to dig through the past and get a summary or an overview of past precedents, but also you will absolutely want to cover the current precedents. Some topics involve federal law. Some of your ethical dilemmas will have legal precedents that vary by state, okay? And you're going to want to know that, and you're going to want to be able to talk about that and review that in a thorough way. So again, your topic will influence how much or how little there is in this particular area. Suggested length, about 2 pages. If your topic does not have a lot of legal precedents, this section may be less. If your ethical dilemma has been around a long time and there have been a lot of ever-changing legal precedents, this section may actually be more. Be careful about the references that you use to support this section, and you will be using references throughout the section. None of this is going to be your own original idea, right? You're going to be referencing legal precedents. You may also want to review APA format for how you will write court cases versus legal opinions, so on and so forth. You're going to want to make sure that you brush up on that APA as it relates to legal precedents. And you're going to want to make sure that you're using reliable information. Your textbook is a good place to start. It may not be a good place to finish. It's a good foundation, but chances are, especially with certain topics, you're going to need to go to the internet. There may not be a lot of peer-reviewed scientific information about a certain ethical dilemma. And if that is the case, you can note that, and then you can talk about using other types of sources and resources. Okay, every topic is going to be just a little bit different. And again, if you need some personal assistance, some one-on-one, I'm happy to do that with you. But make sure that you're reading this and that you understand and that you're able to really lay a foundation with good, reliable references. You might want to use a couple of popular resources, but you're probably going to want to stick with scholarly resources here for this section. The section is worth 4.5 out of 15 points, and that should speak for itself. This is an important section of this paper, so make sure that you do your homework. That is what is required of you. All right, let's look at this third item. Present the various ethical viewpoints related to your hot topic. Ensure that your review is thorough. It may be necessary to review how ethical viewpoints have changed over time. Students must include a summary of current and present ethical viewpoints. Suggested length, 2 pages. Okay, so this item is it's the same, but it's different than the legal precedents. So when you're being asked to give like a compare and contrast how viewpoints have changed over time, you may or may not find that in a scholarly peer-reviewed reference. You may find some of that in a popular piece of press, maybe a newspaper article, maybe a magazine article, and it's fine if you have something like that included in this section, but you are still going to want to embed scholarly references. And again, textbook as a start, perfect. Wonderful, use that, but then you're going to need to build it up with some additional references. A popular reference here and there is fine, but do not exclusively use popular references to support this section. And again, you then need to provide kind of put your fingers on the pulse of where the culture stands on this topic today. And you're always going to have some people on one side and some people on the other side, and discuss that. And try to be as unbiased as you can, I suppose, as a human can be. This section is also worth 4.5 points. So again, just as important that you spend just as much time on this section as you do on the other section. Okay, new item, new paragraph. And this is where some students tend to struggle. So let's go over this. Make a position statement on your ethical dilemma from your own ethical viewpoint. Then you'll need to provide support, in quotes, for your position. How are you going to support your viewpoint? Well, you can use your ethical lens inventory results, favored ethical theories or frameworks, religious, spiritual belief system, or other applicable resources or references, maybe the ANA Code of Ethics. Please note that you are not arguing the rightness or wrongness of the dilemma itself. Rather, you are providing support for your position. That's all you're doing. So it is not enough to say, I support such and such, or I don't support such and such because I feel it's awful, I feel it's this, I feel it's that. It's fine to feel whatever you're going to feel about these dilemmas, but I want to know what you think. And then I want to see how you're able to support your thoughts with other resources. Some students really struggle with this section because they don't have an opinion and they really don't know where they stand on the issue. And if that's the case, you may want to ask about a change of topic because you're going to have to make a position statement. Some students start out saying, well, I can see this point of view and I can see that point of view. Yes, as nurses, we certainly should be able to take care of patients that have a wide variety of views. That's not what this section is asking you to do. This section is asking you to state a position statement. For or against, with limits or not with limits, so on and so forth. And then simply to support your position from a variety of sources. And it is good to have that diverse group of resources to really edify your position statement. So use the ANA Code of Ethics. Talk about principles or those ethical pillars that speak into your life. Talk about favored ethical theories. Talk about your ELI results, about your own religious and spiritual beliefs, and maybe your worldview. Include all of that in this section. The more support you have here, the better. And the suggested length for this section is 4 pages. That gives you a lot of leeway and a lot of space to really dig deep and get into the nuts and bolts of all of that. This particular item is worth 5 points, 5 out of 15, more than any other item. So that should tell you right off of the bat that this is really where it's at as far as this assignment is concerned. So please invest the time and the research and the effort in developing this section. As always, APA is embedded in every item of this assignment, right? So if you haven't already and you need to reach out to the Writing Center, you know that resource is available to you. But there is one additional thing that I wanted to mention, and it's not written anywhere, but I always include it in my grading and my reflection back to each student. So this assignment is the big assignment for this course, for Nursing 405. You are going to be asked in Nursing 496, which is your capstone course, to take your big assignments and your e-folios from each course. I'll talk about e-folios later in a different tutorial, but you're going to be asked to take this particular assignment from this class. You're going to be asked to edit it, make changes, corrections, improvements, and then you're actually going to be resubmitting this assignment in Nursing 496. It may seem like a long time away, but trust me, it isn't. Time flies. So what you're going to want to do, A, is you're going to want to keep this assignment and keep my recommendations for changes. And then probably after the semester, work on that a little bit before the next semester comes. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to do about 8 of these in Nursing 496. So if you don't work on any of them in between, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Also, I believe in Nursing 496, I don't think they allow for first-person language. For purposes of this class, for me, it is appropriate for you to use first-person language, especially in this section, and maybe only in this section. So if you want to use first-person language, that's completely fine for my purposes. But when you resubmit this in Nursing 496, I think that is a change that will be expected of you. So if you just want to write in third-person language for this assignment so that you don't have to change it in the future, that's fine. If you want to use first-person language now and then change it later, that's fine. Do whatever suits you, but I did want to make sure that I mentioned that. Okay, we're almost to the end, and there's only one additional tutorial in this course, Again, keep up the great work. You have a lot to be proud of so far this semester.